My name is Brandon Bach, and we are celebrating Black History Month by learning about famous African Americans. But who are we learning about? It's the king of jazz. Wherever people talk about jazz, they talk about him, a popular jazz musician. If you haven't guessed who it is, it's Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong was born on August 4, 1901 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Louis's family was poor, so his mother had multiple jobs and his grandmother took care of him until he was 5 years old. Louis Armstrong had 3 siblings growing up. He had 2 brothers and 1 sister. Louis Armstrong went to school but dropped out at the age of 11. He played music on the streets for money with his friends. He found a gun before the new year. He wanted to shoot it exactly on New Year's Eve. Another kid shot, then he shot. He was taken hold by a police officer. Louis just wanted to have a little fun, but the judge had a different viewpoint. He was sent to reform school. Going to reform school did have a benefit though. Louis Armstrong said, "Going to reform school saved my life." There was a brass band at the reform school. He joined the brass band, and by the end of the year, he was leading the band. There, he learned how to play. At first, he got a job driving carts of coal to start getting money. With the money he saved from a job, he bought a cornet. Louis was then asked to join the Kid Ory band. That was his chance to be heard. He became a popular jazz musician. Many were impressed with Louis Armstrong's music. Louis Armstrong had many accomplishments. He became a popular jazz musician, and Louis Armstrong had produced a hit song, "Hello Dolly." It sold millions of copies. Louis Armstrong also won multiple awards. Sadly, Louis Armstrong died in July 6, 1971. He is still remembered to this day as a magnificent jazz musician, and dying fulfilling his dream of music. He didn't only fulfill his dreams of music, he fulfilled the dreams of others. Even if he was sent to reform school, even if he dropped out of school, he's still a great musician. A quote from him is, "If you have to ask, you'll never really know."